That was a tough loss. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Raptors. I'm your host, Sham, my channel where you get reviews, analysis, predictions, and hot takes on all things Raptors as well as some NBA. So, the Raptors coming off of a 5-game winning streak on the road and playing lights out, played the Lakers today, the lonely Lakers who's been on a losing streak, at home in Toronto. And it was a tough loss, and I'll get into exactly why. So without further ado, let's talk Raptors versus the Lakers. So we all know this game was important because of the standings, and secondly, because we destroyed the Lakers on Monday, and it was expected they were going to come out with some energy this time after getting embarrassed by us. So they did. Gabriel was shooting well. Ross wasn't doing all the shitty things he usually does. He had one or two of them, but not consistently. Avery Bradley was, put into the lineup. He was defending well. Dwight Howard was put into the lineup, so the rebounding was, at least being done for the Lakers. And the Raptors, Scotty Barnes, man, he reminds me of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. His hook shots, his, near the bucket finishes, everything is so damn pretty. And he kept us going in this game. Him and Precious Achiuwa, the young guns, were doing very, very well. And the game was nip and tuck. I think the Raptors took, an 8-point lead at one point. And so did the Lakers. And then we get to the fourth quarter. And that's when things got interesting. So, sorry about that, guys. Basically, LeBron decides to take over the game. He's doing what he always does to the Raptors most of the time, actually. He's done in the past, getting the bucket, playing bully ball, getting the foul calls. Everything is going. Avery Bradley shooting the ball well. And the game started at 102, and nobody was able to buy a bucket for about 2 minutes. And Scotty Barnes just comes off the key. Like, he just comes out and he just slams it one-handed, boom, puts the Raptors up 104-102. Highlight play of the game, in my opinion. But there is a competition. It's from the other team, which you could consider a highlight play. Then we come to the other side. LeBron does his thing. And then the Raptors come, the other side. Trent Jr., who's, again, he's come back to earth, I could say. He does have his hot games like he did. I think it was against Phoenix where he put up 42 points. His three-point shooting is a bit iffy right now, but he takes a wing three-pointer, nails it, boom, and puts the Raptors up by 3. We come to the other side, and that is the competitive highlight play where it's down like 1 second left on the clock. LeBron does a turnaround from the corner and banks it in from top of the backboard, man, and ties the game 107-107. And then, the Raptors call a timeout. We go to the other side. Or did we call a timeout? I don't remember. But anyways, Gary Trent goes to the other side. He's like, yo, LeBron, your time's over, bro. I got this. Takes a step back, three-pointer, swoosh, puts the Raptors back up by 3. Now, the Lakers come to the other side. They're trying to get it done. LeBron shoots a three-pointer, misses it. Russell Westbrook gets it, and he shoots a three-pointer and hits the side of the backboard. Russell stuff. And you think you got this game, right? But they had a foul to give. They foul, and then the Raptors turn it over. And we go to the other side. Russell Westbrook has the ball in his hand, and you're like, okay, we're going to win this because he ain't going to nail a three-pointer. But somehow he does. The guy shot pretty good today. I think he was 50% from the 3 today. And he nails the three-pointer to tie it. And we go into overtime because there's 0.4 seconds left on the clock. And the Raptors can't do shit with that. And then we come into the overtime. And, Avery Bradley nails, I think it was 2 3-pointers or 3 3-pointers. And that's pretty much it for the Raptors. The Raptors did have a chance down the line where, it was pretty much Freddie VanVleet getting to the bucket every time, and it's tied. And I think it was 3 left on the clock, and Nick Nurse calls a timeout. We were supposed to run the play really quickly, but we got late. Basically, Freddie was supposed to be coming from the backcourt and getting to the bucket or getting a 3-point shot, which he couldn't. And the Raptors missed it, and the Raptors lose this game by 5 points. So a tough loss, and that's my first key takeaway. It is a tough loss because today Cleveland Cavaliers won in overtime against Denver. They were down big, and they made a comeback and they won that game. Now that hurts us because we were finally tied with them in the standings, and they have the season series against us because we didn't have our people. And if we end up getting a tied record against them in standings, they are going to be taking the 6th spot from us. So it was tough to see them win and us lose, especially against the Lakers team that is usually garbage. And the Raptors played a damn good game. You can't take anything away from them. It was just a tough game to lose just because of the standing situation. And again, because Brooklyn won as well. So both the teams that are one team that's above us and one team that's below us, they both won their game. So they got closer to each of us and we moved further away from the 6th spot. One game, I get it, but still, it matters. So that was the first key takeaway. The second key takeaway I have for you guys after watching all of the road games, 10:30 freaking starts, man. Damn it, man. Can't make a video after that at like 1 a.m. on a weekday. Anyways, the Raptors are a team that will be able to win on the road. It seems like we play better on the road, especially because playing at home has been inconsistent, right? We haven't played too many games at home. At least many games all together, and when we did win a lot of them. So it seems like the Raptors are very good on the road. Gary Trent Jr. is a monster on the road, and the Raptors, once they get to the playoffs, hopefully they do, they're probably going to be playing on the road in the first round if they get to that. And it's good that they're able to win on the road, and they showed that when they want to do it, they can. And they did that at this road trip. 5-1 on the West Coast against Phoenix, against Denver. Lakers, okay, I don't count them for shit. Who else was there? Clippers, like all hot teams. We beat them. And that's just something that gave me really a lot of confidence in the Raptors. So the third key takeaway, guys, I have is that we have a couple of superstars in our roster for the future. Okay, OG keeps getting hurt. That's not an issue. I understand that. He does a lot of things for us defensively, but we have a lot of people that look really good. First of all, Scotty Barnes, whoever said we need to, draft Jalen Suggs, now probably, doesn't remember it because they want to climb onto the Scotty Barnes bandwagon. But this kid is a superstar in the making. He's finishing down at the rim. He's shooting the 3 ball very good. His court vision is damn good. He's putting up, I think, 20 points per game with like a double-double every game almost. He's scoring between 50 to 20 points every game for the past 6-7 games. And the way he's getting is efficient because he's doing it underneath the rim. And we always knew about his defensive mentality. The second person I think is going to be good, maybe not a superstar, is Precious Achiuwa. Ever since the All-Star break started, especially on the road trip as well, and today, this kid is putting up offensive numbers. He's getting the mid-range a little bit going, even though he doesn't take too many of them. He's finally finishing at the rim. His 3-point shot is damn good from the corners and the top of the key, but he's so good. He's getting really, really good, and his court vision is improving because he's now assisting the ball. He sees guys open on the corner instead of just trying to get it to the rim. He makes the right play, so he's showing the growth. And I think he might get to the point where he might be either a borderline all-star or an all-star. Maybe not a superstar like Scotty Barnes. Superstars are considered people like LeBron James and Luka Doncic and those guys. But he's going to be up there. And if he gets above that, that is just damn good. And the third one is Gary Trent Jr., guys, even though he has struggled every now and then. And you expect that from streaky shooters as well as shooters overall. When we need a bucket, this kid is always available, and he always does make that bucket. I think today in the overtime, instead of calling that play for Freddie VanVleet, at least that's what it seemed like, you should have called it for Gary Trent Jr. because he's got ice in his veins. He could be crap in the game, but the big shots, he will make them. And he's shown that. Today he had 2 big 3-pointers in the regulation. He got to the bucket. He did everything he could possibly do to get us to win, and his defense is damn good, and that's what the Raptors always want. So I think these three kids are to be watching for, especially people are sleeping on them, and they are going to be huge if they continue this going down in the playoffs. And that's why I said when the Raptors lost to Atlanta and all those things, I said that it's good to get these, shitty game losses out of the way, because your luck resets and you'll end up winning more than you'll end up losing. And it's good to lose at the the time that doesn't matter too much, instead of losing in the playoffs. So that's what I have for you guys for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. I will continue to try to do my best to make videos. Please hit that like and subscribe button, because I just had a baby and me and my wife are usually up all night. So trying my best to do everything for you guys. So I will see you guys after the next game on Sunday.